I've come here to have a good time. Let's put this on rewind. We've been waiting for showtime. There's no chance to unwind. I've come here to have a good time. Let's put this on rewind. We've been waiting for showtime. There's no chance to unwind.
Well, hey there, guys in the interweb. How you doing on this Wednesday? I am Kevin with Kevin Kolbe Media on the YouTube channel, and I'm so excited you are here. So look, one of the things I'm hoping to do every Wednesday is be live at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, just talking about video, online video and marketing, some tips and tools, some things. Like today, some of the things I want to talk about, jam-packed show. I want to talk about some plugins I use, which actually led to a funny comment I'm going to share. And this crazy sale that they've got from a company that I use a lot called MotionVFX. Absolutely love them. Also, I don't know if you heard, but Facebook is allowing now, if you have a page, you can make some money. I have to stop there so I don't get a copyright claim on my horrible singing. Who would do that, by the way? And then also I want to kind of dive in a little bit about a new study that Nielsen put out about viewership and stuff like that. But wherever you're watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay, pop in, say, hey, let me know where you're I started to say calling from. You're not calling at all, are you? And I have a very special guest that is we didn't even practice this. Well, we did for a second, but Katie Fawkes from Ecamm Live is going to be joining us in just a minute to talk about Ecamm and some other things. I am using Ecamm Live right now, as I choose to do, because it is the bomb, in a good way, when it comes to live streaming. So anyway, but if you are new to my channel and you've never, ever subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe, hit the bell, and especially since I try and do videos, whether it's live or produced, on things that will help you make an impact in the world and share your passion with online video and marketing. So, as I started doing this last week, I want to give a shout out to to a comment that I've gotten on my channel that's just made me smile, confused me. So if you want to get a shout out, this might be a good way to do it. So I want to show you this. Oh, this one just, I love this one. And there's a little history here, but I'll let you know. So, by the way, before I do that, I'm testing out a new mic. I shouldn't say that. I'm not testing out a new mic. I'm using a mic I've had for a long time. I'm going to zoom out. Can you see this right here? This is a Blue Yeti. Now, I had to actually look up on Amazon and see. I bought this thing back in 2015, and I started using it. It weighs about as much as my truck. Not quite, but it's massive. It's huge. Phenomenal sound. Let me know what you think it sounds like, because up until like yesterday, I tested this on Facebook. I was using an Audio-Technica ATR 2100, which is still phenomenal. It's a USB and an XLR mic. Comes with both cables and a little bitty mic stand that you really don't want to use. It's not very good. But the mic is like under $70. So it's a great mic. But I was having an issue with the mic arm. I really got a cheap mic arm. So I thought, I'm going to break out the Blue Yeti. I know a lot of folks use them. And so I got yesterday the Blue mic arm. And this thing is a hoss. And it's attached to my desk. And it's easy to swing the mic in and out. So that's so I'm playing with that. So let me know how that is doing. Hey, want to say newstastic. Hey, and hey to you. Thanks for being part of the show. So I got this comment the other day that I've just got to share. It made me laugh. And here it is. It's the comment of the week. Matt Williams. Oh, I hate it when I record a video with a bit of fluff hanging from my beard. I've done it a few times. By the way, I checked out Matt Williams' channel, and I'm not worthy. Matt has this epic, is it safe to say Duck Dynasty beard? I mean, it puts mine to shame. I trim mine every week. Well, what he's talking about is something that happened to me that that I didn't know about at the time. But it just happens, right? So he's referring to this video. So there's a video on my channel if you want to go check out. It's plugins. That's the thumbnail. And we could do a whole nother session on that thumbnail. I honestly did not like this thumbnail, and I used TubeBuddy. Thank you, Rob Balasabas, for the free t-shirt. I used TubeBuddy to A/B test it, and I was really hoping the other one would come out better, but this one did. But anyway, so I shot this video, and it's about plugins. It's about using plugins with Final Cut Pro, how they can really spice up your video and stuff. And I shot it, edited it, uploaded it, and was watching it back and realized there was like a big ball of fuzz and hair thing hanging from my beard. Now, you may say, how in the world could you not see that? I don't know. Now, the irony is I had batch shot several things that day, which is really just a fancy word for like you don't just shoot one thing, you shoot several things, right? So I go back to look at the next thing I shot, which I was getting ready to edit, and it got more pronounced. And when I was moving, it was like flying around, and I thought, the heck, I'm not going to put that out there. But this one was already getting views and comments, and so that's why Matt is the first guy that's ever pointed that out in all the videos. But now you really want to go watch. So look, if you're where is it? If you're interested in plugins and stuff, that's gonna segue into the first thing I want to talk about. Go watch it, and if you want to rag on the big blob thing, that's fine too. But let's talk about MotionVFX. They have some amazing plugins. I use a ton of their plugins for everything. Well, like for example, the subscribe button, if you haven't yet, is a plugin that came from MotionVFX, and you can tweak them and change them. My name came from my parents, but the name animation came from MotionVFX. And right now, I want to show this to you. This is pretty amazing. I got an email today that they are running a 50% off sale. Now, it's not on everything. It's just on these right here. And that's pretty amazing. So what happens is, I don't know if you've ever seen them, and I'll put a link down in the description. It is an affiliate link to them. They have amazing templates and things like that. But what happens here, we'll just look at this one. When you hover over one, that's enough of that. But it'll actually show you Katie's dancing in the background. Okay, I'll do that one. Everybody in the van said, okay, that's enough. But what happens is, though, you can go in there and you can see how they're used. Almost with every one, there's a tutorial. I'm telling you, these things are crazy easy. They're called plug and play, where you can plug them in and then you can tweak them and adapt them. So right now, I think the sale goes through Monday, MotionVFX. And if you want to use my link again after the show, I'll put it in the description. You ought to check it out. They have plugins for After Effects, Apple Motion, Final Cut templates. In fact, you can see up there it says templates and plugins. They also have some free stuff, and some of the free stuff's not bad. It's not a ton of it. They have demos. I don't really mess with the demos that much, but check it out. So that's I wanted to bring that out. So anyway, Matt, thank you very much for pointing that out to the folks about that. some of the other things I want to talk about in a bit, the Facebook news, which I think is actually cool. Now, look, YouTube is my core platform, but I love Facebook. And Twitter is really the one that I play with more than anything. Instagram, I'm kind of going back and forth with my relationship with them, and LinkedIn, I'm on it, but I'm done. But YouTube is ginormous. But she's been very kind, waiting backstage, dancing to music that's not mine. Let's bring her in right now. Katie Fawkes from Ecamm. Oh, I can't hear you. Let me see. Wait a minute. You says you're muted. Is your mic muted? Oh, I can't hear you. So, whoops, hang on. She's checking. This is what happens when you have live. You have to roll with it. It says the guest in the green room is muted. Oops, no, that's not me. So Katie, I'm gonna take, you playing? I'm going to drop you out, and you want to dial back in? You need to add me to the show. I did. Did I not? I see you in the show. Let me see. It says I'm in the green room. Oh, okay. I tell you what. Hang on, we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. Then we're going to do... It says add me... Oh, wait a minute. This is pretty exciting, isn't it? So scene unlock. Oh, I've got to unlock the scene. All right. So let me do one thing right here. I'm going to unlock that, and then can we hear you now? It says I muted the guest. Are you there? It says you are unmuted, but I can't hear you. Oh no! Hang on, we're trying. So we're actually using a pre-beta version, and this is what happens. So you want me to take you out of it so you can play with it? No, still can't hear. It says I muted the guest. All right, I'm going to remove you from the scene, and I'm going to add you in one more time and see what happens. Okay? And add to the right. Are you there now? Oh. Can't hear you. Don't you hate that when it happens? Hang on, let me check one other thing. Make sure. Hang on. Now.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, if you're watching this, we're both professionals.
We are absolutely professionals. I both unplugged my fancy camera and took out my headset.
Dang it. And it was a great looking camera.
That's all good.
So let me try this and see. All right. So, all right, good. So I apologize about it, but we're using Ecamm Live, and Katie's with Ecamm Live, and we're actually, I guess it's okay to talk, but we're pre-beta testing this new cool interview feature that I'm just going to say it here. It will change the live streaming world.
Yeah, we're really, really excited, and we are eager to get it rolled out soon here. So happy to be doing some live testing with you there to make sure that we're not missing anything obvious. I was running Ecamm Live and feeding back through my virtual camera. I wonder if maybe that was causing an issue too. So we'll see.
We don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's and that's the thing, guys. When there's like, when and you probably know this, but you might have had an opportunity to do a beta test of something. Well, this is even before the beta test. And I've been with Ecamm Live for a while, and there's a beta community, and I assume anybody can get into the Ecamm Live community on Facebook. It's a great place to ask questions and learn. And then there's the beta group, where we're the ones who get to play and break things. And then there's the pre-beta group that somehow they let me in. I don't know. Which evidently, I should be on probation. So.
No, it's because no, it's good. We need to figure out what's going on and all the different ways it could break. So it's always good to do some testing, live testing.
So one of the things I would like to know before we dive in is, do you live stream? And if so, what software do you use? Leave that in the comments. And again, whether you're watching this on live or you're watching this later on the replay, we'd like to know. Look, I have used StreamYard, and StreamYard is good. I think Ecamm is the best because it can give you a better production experience. And now with us testing out this new interview feature, which lives inside Ecamm, which means we don't have to go to Skype, we don't have to try and bring in Zoom or something like that, and then you get all the controls. It's just going to be a better experience. So, but let me know in the comments if you live stream, yes or no, and then what platform you're using. So Katie, tell us a little bit about Ecamm Live.
Yeah, so Ecamm Live is a Mac-only software. We were developed our company's been around for about 20 years. Our co-founders are twin brothers who live here in Massachusetts. They're also our main developers. So we're a really small team, but we make a really professional quality live streaming tool that lets you do just about anything you can imagine, from adding your logo and lower thirds, animated overlays like what Kevin was showing earlier. You can drop those right in, roll video clips, bring in guests. Really any kind of piece of content that you want to take out there across any of the various social platforms, or create recorded videos using our tool as well.
And that's a good point. I mean, I think a lot of times when I refer to it, I just call it Ecamm, but I'm also lazy and I just go to shortcuts, and I've always typed OK rather than OKAY.
Fair enough.
But that is the cool thing, though. I love about Ecamm is that it's easy just to fire up, and there's a record only function. And I probably ought to do some videos down the road where I will do some videos down the road where I can show some of that. It's just easy to fire it up. You've got all the components. You can just do a record. I use it to do my screen recordings now, my tutorials, because it's just easy to just do the picture-in-picture. Well, like a few minutes ago when I was showing my screen and I was showing the MotionVFX site, the pop in the picture-in-picture. So it is a phenomenal live tool, but it's a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, really the whole mindset of this app is to give you broadcast-like quality, but make it easy enough that anyone can pick it up and get started really quickly. So, we have people who are using it just to add their logo and be able to go live to a Facebook page, all the way up to huge multi-camera, multi-microphone productions that are, on par with what you would see on television. So it is pretty amazing how wide the audience is.
So let me put you on the spot. What is the most creative use you've seen anybody use Ecamm Live?
Oh my goodness, that does put me on the spot.
Right now, take your time.
Right now, I'm just absolutely loving our magician community. So shout out to Ecamm Live magicians out there. It blows me away that they're able to take what typically is a in-person stage production show and pull all of that into a live broadcast or a video recording broadcast in a way that is still incredibly engaging and has people really feeling like they are physically there in front of the magic show. But I mean, really, we have everyone on our platform, from church live streamers to musicians. Teachers right now are jumping aboard and using it to plan out their lessons and be able to engage with students. So there's a ton of different use cases, and my favorite, I think, changes on an hourly basis.
So now, what is your background? Before you started with Ecamm, what was your background?
Oh, that's a great question. So I'm actually a copywriter in background. So I started my degree in English literature. I really, really love writing and got pretty quickly into web copywriting. So I worked at the Shopping Channel and a couple other fun places doing product copywriting. And then, really just always loved the web and really loved social media. So went from web copywriting and focused on, product copywriting fairly quickly into social media marketing. and came up that way. And I've had the pleasure of working with a ton of different kinds of businesses, and it's kind of funny to now be here with Ecamm, because I think when live video first hit, I've done theater acting, and the concept of live video was terrifying, and I was like, hard no, never going to do that. Always happy to hire someone else to do that. I see the value, but it's not for me. I'm not doing that, and now I think one of my favorite things is to be on these shows and to be seeing the same familiar faces popping up in comments. It's just it's a wonderful sense of community. So it is kind of funny to have ended up here, because I feel like it's the one thing I didn't want to do.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. I love live, and it probably doesn't intimidate me for a lot of reasons. One, my mother still is one of those that will talk to anybody about anything. As a child, I was always like, Mom, we'd go to the grocery store. She's talking to everybody. She's talking to the produce. She's talking to everything. And so I just kind of, I think, got that, just chat and talk, don't worry about it. And then I got into radio, and I think when you're live and you hit the mic, you better talk, and you can only play so many songs before the program director goes, aren't you supposed to be talking to people?
Did we talk?
But yeah, I mean, live streaming is just, there's an energy there. There's an excitement. So maybe this is a good segue to talk about what we're going to be doing starting this Friday, and especially who's it targeted to.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're super, super excited to be partnering with Kevin to launch a new show that's going to go out across our channel, our YouTube channel, and Kevin's YouTube channel. We're calling it Behind the Live. And the goal of this show is to really teach everyone, all of the musicians and magicians and DJs and church streamers, small business owners. If you have jumped into live video because you see the power and the potential of being able to reach your audience and connect with your community, this show is going to teach you the basics that you need to be successful at it. So how to frame a shot, how to connect a camera, how to set up all of your lighting. Believe me, I will be taking copious notes myself. I have a lot. But I think all of these basics that you don't necessarily think when you're hitting live, if you're coming at it from a business perspective, are so foundational. People like Kevin, have done this for years and years and have a level of expertise to help take you to the next level with your live streaming. So hope you will join us and bring all of your questions.
Yes.
We're excited to learn that.
I'm excited because I think there's a lot of folks that just are scared, and what happens if, and I don't know about doing this. In fact, what we're going to be talking about on the premiere of Behind the Live this Friday. Friday at 1, yeah, and again, it's on both. We're going to be multicasting on Ecamm Live, YouTube, and my YouTube channel. Is what happens when the live stream goes wrong, because it's going to happen, and I've lived through many of those, and they've been huge to small. And what are some of the things you can do to prepare? And I'm even going to share something that is, I don't want to call it radical, but it would involve some work. But it might actually, depending on your scope of what you're doing. Yeah. So I'm excited. That's going to be in every other Friday thing, because I'm older and I need naps. And most Friday. But it is called Behind the Live, and it'll be Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and on my channel and Ecamm, and really looking forward to that. And let's talk about some of the other shows, though, that you guys partner with, and some of the other creators. Because I got to tell you, just to be able to be on Ecamm Live with this like all-star list, it's like, I feel like you guys left the door open, the back door open, and I snuck in. I had a clipboard in a box. I'm going to see Jen and Clan in the open.
No, I think I'm excited for this show. I think that it's gonna bring a lot that we aren't talking about in our other shows. I think it's one of those things where I think if you're thinking about, first you're thinking about the content, then you're thinking about the technology and about the gear, which we've done a lot of shows about, or a lot of videos about. But I think a lot of people have a hard time even with the basics of basic lighting and framing a shot, and like you're saying, what to do if something goes wrong. So that'll be good. But yes, we do. We have, so we're working on our YouTube channel. The TubeBuddy team has been helping us make crazy updates, which I'm really excited about. But we go live with Luria Petrucci and the gang at Live Streaming Pros on Thursdays with a show called Go Live Now. And that covers all kinds of different topics within the live streaming space. And Wednesday, so actually in the next half an hour here at 12 o'clock Eastern, we have a church live streaming show with that we do in partnership with the church media guys. So if you're a church live streamer and you have really, specific questions about, how to set up and run a church, a church live stream broadcast, or what the difference is between virtual church and how to stream a service, it's a great show for you. Those are our regular live stream shows, but we also do a number of different premieres. So we recently did a live streaming boot camp. So we've been premiering sessions from that every Monday at 1 p.m. And we do a spotlight series where we feature different content creators of color who share about their businesses and how they're live streaming. And that has been on Tuesdays as well. So lots of content there. Hopefully you guys will swing by our channel and take a look at what we're up to and let us know what we may be missing, what we need to bring on more of.
Yeah, it's a great community too. So you don't have to have Ecamm Live, I don't think, to be in the community on Facebook, but you should. You get more out of it.
We'll convince you if you don't.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you'll be pummeled. But look, I'm showing you the YouTube channel now. Please consider subscribing to it. It's just tons of great information, and it's a good place just to start if you've. Even if you're just thinking about it. So just the fact that, I'm going to be on that page is like, I'm all giddy like. You do it. My buddy Roger popping in saying, hey guys, great channel. Roger's a good friend. And went out of his way to help a buddy of mine who started his YouTube channel,
awesome.
who I finally convinced to get on YouTube. And he just texts me all the time. Look at these numbers. When are you doing this? Are you doing this? I'm like, dude.
It gets very addictive. You're like, especially with all the TubeBuddy milestones where you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get to the next number. Yeah.
I'm not going to check my analytics. Okay, why not? Oh, look, there's, But my channel is still relatively small enough, even though Cody Wayner, I agree with, no small creator, that I still try and answer every comment. And a lot of it is anytime somebody takes the opportunity to make or takes the time to comment, even if they don't like something, I'm like, why wouldn't I just, at least acknowledge that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that we'll cover that in live too. How about that? So Katie, one of the things too, and we're not going to do it today, but I'll tease this for anybody watching, is that we're also going to be giving away some Ecamm Live subscriptions.
Absolutely.
When I snuck in the back door at the Ecamm Live headquarters, there was a stack of them
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed them and ran. I may not be good looking, but I'm fast, especially if I'm scared. The hair starts flapping like that. Not Usain Bolt fast, but we're going to be giving that away, and it's a phenomenal prize, and it is just another way to get you into a platform. Now, Ecamm Live is Mac only, so if you're on a PC, I'm just going to pray for you. What do you think?
We'll pray for you. There are a ton of great options out there. So if you're on a PC, don't let that get you in the way of starting live streaming. But definitely, if you're on a Mac, come give us a try.
Yeah, Chris is saying hi. How's it going?
Hey,
Thanks for popping in. And look, I'm a Mac guy. The Kool-Aids I drank years ago was Amazon, Google, and Mac.
Sweet. I have the same Kool-Aid.
And then I've added Canon and Rode and stuff like that to it. But Katie, you guys do a phenomenal job. Seriously, if you're on a Mac and you're considering live streaming, sometimes it feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, do some live streaming, yeah.
Then there's live drinking, which is a different show.
If you're a parent right now, live streaming and live drinking is the way for you.
Oh my word, yeah. I got to tell you that our youngest one is homeschooled, and Annie has special needs. So, teachers in general. My wife's a former teacher, and it's just I always have great respect for teachers. But then watching these teachers on a group call.
Wow. Huge respect.
I feel bad, but also okay that I can sneak away to my upstairs office studio. Shut the door. Yeah, call me if you need me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ecamm Live is a phenomenal phenomenal software application to check out. I'll put a link down in the description. Actually, I think there's already a link in the description. Check it out. Play with it. Definitely be part of the show this Friday, 1 o'clock live. Otherwise, why would you do it? Called Behind the Live, and it'll be multicast on my channel right here and Ecamm Live. And Katie, thank you so much for being a part.
Thanks so much for being here and testing out our guest with us. This is great. So now I have a bunch of notes to take back, but hopefully we're coming soon, guys.
Hang on. Here we go before you leave. There we go. All right. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. So that was, oops. Nope. Oh, where am I going? Help me. All right. So this is, that's not what I want to do. We're going to do that. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you, actually, I need to do something. So bear with me 1 minute. This is not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to add and what's going to happen is that. So one of the things that I wanted to show you, and we talked a little about MotionVFX. By the way, if you're dropping in, whether it's live or on the replay, make sure you say, hey, my goal is to be live on this channel every Wednesday, 11 o'clock, and I really want to give you guys just tips and tools to help you with online video and marketing. So one of the things I wanted to show you, I think this is pretty phenomenal. And that's not it. Let me close that. So have you heard about this? Facebook has finally launched a way. Let me close some windows over here, where you can get paid online events. So evidently they had considered this before, and this comes from We Are Social Media is what it stands for. It's really a great site. I would recommend just checking it out. But what they're doing now is they're allowing pages, if they qualify, and I'll tell you about this in a second, that you can check this out. You can actually charge. In fact, let me do this right here. Check this out right here. Pages can charge for access to online events. Now you can create online events, set prices, promote events, collect a payment, and host online events all in one place. But check this out. Where is it? It is right here. You will keep 100% of the revenue. Now, they also said right here that they're not going to collect any fees for the next year. To me, that's kind of code that at one point we made. But look, if you have a Facebook page, I would highly recommend seeing it if you're qualified. Now, I'm going to link this article. Actually, I'll do two things. I'll link it on my community tab. I'm trying to get more active on my community tab, so check that out, and I'll try and put it in the descriptions. But right here, at the bottom of it, it says you can check and see if your page is eligible. And I would highly recommend doing that because, where am I? I might go over here. Because it's limited to countries and pages now, but here's the crazy thing. I really didn't know if mine was going to be eligible or not. And I thought, well, because again, YouTube is my core platform. In fact, let me know in the comments what your core platform is. Meaning, where do you spend most of your time, or where do you create content for? Because I want to talk a little bit about YouTube here in just a minute. And try and convince you that if you are not active with your business or your nonprofit or even your personal brand on YouTube, you are missing an opportunity. Now, I know that people are watching now, and that's cool, but I mean, having your own channel. So let me know in the comments, what is your core channel? Excuse me. So I'm going to go back to this one time. Oh, I can't. I locked it. Nope, I didn't. Okay. So, but Facebook, though, again, I love Facebook, but what a great way if you have a page to make some money. So that link that'll be in that article that I showed you, I clicked it, and what happens is it takes you to, assuming you're logged in on Facebook, assuming you have a Facebook page, it takes you automatically to a page that you're logged in. You pick, like, I actually own 3 pages, have 3 pages on there, but Kevin Kolbe Media is really the only one I do anything with. I used to have a video podcast show I hosted with a good buddy called Two Guys Talking About. It's still there. It's still active. We wrapped the show after 3 seasons, but all the episodes are there and on YouTube as well. So you just pick your page and you answer some few questions, and you can decide to link your bank or PayPal. And what's funny is they say, and we'll let you know if you're approved. And when I hit submit, it said, "Hey, congratulations, you're approved." So if you've got a Facebook page and you want to think about maybe another way of making money, if you are doing events or into events, I think this could be phenomenal for musicians and things like that. And again, I think, look, YouTube is the bigger platform. But again, if you're on Facebook, why not take advantage of that? So, all right, one other thing I wanted to show you and talk about today is this. Now, this is a study from Nielsen. It's funny because when I was in television, I wasn't a big Nielsen fan, but despite that. So they came out with a study. The people are spending 25% of their time streaming, but here's what they really get at. I want you to see this right here. In the past 3 months, let me clear that. In the past 3 months, people spend a solid 25% of their time watching streamed content from YouTube, Netflix, and Disney+. Okay. I personally think it's higher. But look at this. This is what I want to draw your attention to. Video streaming by platform. So 34% Netflix. Now, are you a Netflix person? I am. I mean, let me know in the comments what your streaming platform for entertainment is. We probably watch most things off Netflix. We do have Hulu for a bit. We were catching up on a couple of shows. Sorry, Hulu, we're probably going to drop you. And we have Amazon Prime. Since we are an Amazon Prime household, we get that in there. And there's there's a great show on there now. It's called The Most Dangerous Race. Years ago, there was a show produced by Mark Burnett, who did Survivor, big Survivor fan, called Eco Challenge. And they've brought it back. Bear Grylls, remember him, Man vs. Wild? He's hosting it. And my wife looked at me the other night. She said, "Would you do this?" And I'm like, no, not a bit. It's like an 11-day, a brutal race that it's just, I don't even know how to describe it, but that's on Amazon Prime. But getting back to this. But look at this. 34% of that is from Netflix, okay? But look at that. 20% is YouTube, so that's the blue. Hulu makes up at 11%. Let me see, all right, so I want you to keep this one in mind right here. So this is Hulu, and this is Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and then other. By the way, I do have Apple TV. We got it free with a cell phone. Anyway, that's all I'll say. 20% is YouTube. And when they say on TV, I don't know if this necessarily means on your big TV. I mean, I have the YouTube app on our TV, and that's a lot of times how I watch it. But now I want you to think about this. You would have to combine Hulu, Amazon, and Disney Plus. And I know Disney Plus is new. I did a month free, I think it was, or just paid for a month free after The Mandalorian wrap, just so I could watch it. I'm an app hopper, and I'm cheap. So what happens is I may hop onto something like a CBS app, we'll binge a season of Survivor. I'm off. Cost us $10. But this just again shows you how big YouTube is. If in case you needed that reminder, you would have to add Hulu, Amazon, and Disney Plus to match YouTube. That is just absolutely, I think, phenomenal to me. And it goes on to spell that out and everything like that. And in fact, where is it? It's right here. Check this out. So YouTube recently did a news front. So the television networks do something typically every year called the upfronts, and it's usually in May, and it's when they introduce all their new shows. And I worked at a Fox station for years, and it's about money. It's like they're putting a show out there that they hope will get viewers and make money. Look, YouTube is a business too. I mean, they want people to watch our videos so that they can make money, but then we have an opportunity to make money too through various. But look at this. It emphasized they watched more than 450 million hours of content on TV Day. It was up. It was up from 250 million. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. In 2019. That's amazing. That's amazing. And by the way, if you haven't subbed to my channel, I would love it if you did that, if you think that this type of content you like. And I'd love to know more about what you would like. If you are not using YouTube for your business, your personal brand, your hobby, or whatever, you're really missing out. Now, there's a lot of folks out there that will say, well, it's just oversaturated and there's too many people already on it and I can't stand out. That's not true. That's not true. And in fact, what was it, 2 weeks ago whenever it was that I hit 1,000 subs on my channel, I did a special live stream and I kind of shared some of the story about when I got really serious and focused. Hey, is it Mahalahim? I'm really bad with pronouncing names. Hi, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. But I'd been on YouTube for a while. Wasn't really taking it serious, wasn't focused, and when I did, all of a sudden things changed. And I love the platform as a way that you can create content for. You can easily go live on, and you can affect people's lives. So one of the things that I've done, if you need help with that, is I've put together on my website, it's at kevinkolbe.com/YouTube Resource Hub. There is a link to that in the description. But I've put together some things like a channel checklist. There's a template for your cover art. There's also a link to TubeBuddy. I'm a huge TubeBuddy fan. It can help you grow your channel and save you a ton of time. So if you want to check it out, there's a free version of TubeBuddy, and you can do a lot with it. I have the paid version. And also, we gave that away. Our winner was Nails by Nailsaholic won a free 1-year subscription to TubeBuddy Legend, and that's their highest account. That's what I have, and you can do some amazing things with it. But there's some other things on there. There's also a link to Sean Cannell's Video Ranking Academy. There's some gear that I would recommend, and I'm going to be adding more and more resources to it, like other channels that I think you ought to check out. So if that can help you in any way, please check that out, because I think that's just a way to, give back and help people. So, oh, and then we talked about the show. So remember, this Friday and every other Friday, I'm launching a show with Ecamm Live. We're going to multicast on both channels, and it's called Behind the Live. And the beauty with that, it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, and the whole point of that is to really help beginners and people starting out, or maybe you've just been doing it a little and you need some help. We're going to look at everything over, and it's a every 2 week show. But we're going to look at everything from like camera placement to recommended mics and lights to how you can live stream with your phone. This week, we're actually going to be talking about what happens when your live stream goes bad, because it can happen. Things can happen. I mean, we had a little hiccup earlier trying to get Katie in, which turned out to be me. Operator error. So, but I do hope that this show, every week at 11, you can make a part of it. Some of the things I'm going to dive into, and I would love to hear your feedback. I want to show you how I use some of the plugins with MotionVFX. And remember, there is a sale going on at MotionVFX through Monday, I believe it is. And a lot of, in fact, I'll just show you that again. A lot of their these templates right here in specifically are 50% off. And you don't need a code, even though I noticed when I went here, there's another code that pops up that if you can use that code too, you get 25% off. And some of these are cool. Like, look at this. What is it? 35 bucks. Just great templates. And you may say, well, why would you use them? There is a video that I did. In fact, it's this one right here. That's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out, where I show you, and most of the plugins I use in that video are from MotionVFX, but I show you how you can customize them to do things. Like, for example, I'm not just giving you a blatant plug to subscribe to my channel. This is a plugin that came from MotionVFX. And I resized it, I changed the color of the bell and some things like that. Very easy to use. I would strongly recommend you check that out though, especially if you're on Final Cut Pro 10. They also have After Effects plugins and Apple Motion and stuff like that, but check it out. I'll put a link to MotionVFX down in the description. It is an affiliate link. And check out the sale because some of the prices are just crazy, I say. I appreciate you being here. Again, the focus of this channel is to provide online video and marketing tips and tools so you can share your passion and make an impact in the world. I'm Kevin, KevinKolbe.com, Kevin Kolbe Media, and I'm glad that you are you. And if I can help you with videos, drop me a note and say, hey, can you look at this, check out the video on the plugins, and I tell you what, I'll see you Friday, 1 o'clock back here in Ecamm Live on Behind the Live. We'll dive into live streaming for more light beginners and people that are new to it. And then I'll be back here next Wednesday, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. You have a great today.